What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great morning. Rampant allegations of substance abuse across the hit networks. And I might have evidence because I was able to get a screen grab showing 3 people. We're going to call them, because we don't want to use real names. We want to use character names to avoid any kind of indication that it's actually. So we're going to use DJ, Bustin, and Rick. And I've got a screenshot of allegedly these people in an interview. And we're going to see, because one of the side effects of substance abuse, I am told, of this kind is erratic behavior. Like, for example, firing the star of your show. I'm looking at you, Chuck Lorre. 2.5 Men was never the same. I'm looking at you, Chuck. And also acne. So we're going to check this out. And also, Binance has announced that they are now going to have over 100 listed tokens in their Binance.jp Japanese exchange. Bitcoin is about to witness some serious FOMO and disbelief, according to one crypto strategist. Thousands of Bitcoin were acquired by insiders just before the Grayscale and SEC ruling. Who knew what? Who leaked it? And why don't we know about it? And the DOJ has asked the courts to reject Sam Bankman-Fried's planned defense. They want to label it irrelevant. And his defense is, it was somebody else. It wasn't me, bro. It wasn't me. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleeves. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves. We're going to kick this off with some important information. I got a screen grab. It was from an interview being held by, again, we're going to use aliases, but you guys are going to know these guys are part of the I want to call it the shit network. And they are, this is Bustin on the left. You're going to see DJ in the center, and you're going to see Rick. You'll know Rick by the hair. And it looks like they're having an interview, and they're not very happy. It looks like perhaps the guy in charge, who we're going to call DJ, has anger issues and might be enraged and might be angry at these people. I don't know. I can't say. I just have a screen grab. So let's look at it right now. So as you can see here, guys, you can see that Bustin over here on the left is just looking away. Not really interested in what's going on. And I don't know what the conversation was. I only got the screen grab. Then you have DJ here looking very, very angry. Looking very, very angry. Now, I did ask him a question, and I said, hey, man, are you okay? And he answered, and he replied to me, what are you, transphobe? So I have no idea what was going on there. And then you can see this is Rick over here, Rick Ramondi. And as you can see, with the cornrows and the weird ass hair, it made perfect sense that this is what was going on. But here's the important part. Let's start to zoom in on DJ. Now, DJ is the guy in charge of the shit network, right? And look right here. Do you see all this stuff right here? Like, what is that? Is that acne, like on the ear, on the face, all over? Like, there's a lot of acne. Now, I'm told that that is one of the side effects from rampant substance abuse that may be happening at the shit network. And I am super concerned. These guys, I don't know if there's violent tendencies there. I'm unsure. I don't know how that could even happen. It seems a little bit odd. but we have it here, and we have evidence via screenshot of at least a lot of acne and a lot of anger, which I am told are side effects from the rampant substance abuse that could be going on in the shit networks. But guys, let me know what you think. Do you think that we're okay? Do you think that there might be some violence happening at some point soon? I don't know. I think people are nervous right now, walking around on eggshells. One of the guys yesterday, we'll call him Bubbles, was live streaming at the same time that we were live streaming yesterday. And you know what he was doing? Crying. He was crying. So that is also a side effect. Wild mood swings is also a side effect of rampant substance abuse, I am told. So I don't know for sure because I don't, I'm not like that. I'm a good boy. So I have no idea. But let's kick it off. Let's get into the broader markets right now because this shit network is really making it difficult to continue following. And if you haven't already, by the way, you might want to unsubscribe because it's not healthy, right? That's what I'm told. It's unhealthy to support substance abuse. That's what I was told. That if you don't do something about it, then you're just by proxy condoning it. So, guys, I don't want you to do that. And if you want, remember, Bitcoin Crypto tested negative for in a drug test just yesterday. Ben Armstrong, 100% perfectly clean. So if you are if you're looking, then here we are. So let's get into the broader market. We're going to be bringing this back up a little bit later on. We're going to be talking a little bit more about it, but we got a lot of SHIB news. We got a lot of Bitcoin news. We got a lot of stuff going on in the market today. Binance Japan plans to triple the number of listing tokens to 100, according to Bloomberg. Now, when Bloomberg says it, do I believe it? Well, not really, but it is a source of information. But we'll have to look at the original Bloomberg reports and stuff like that. And I don't really get into these people. So, we'll see what happens there. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. No zits, no zits, no zits and no anger. No zits and no anger. So must be off cycle for me. Next up, Bitcoin about to witness real FOMO and disbelief, according to a crypto strategist. And here's his outlook. And this is Credible Crypto. And guys, remember, if you watched me yesterday, I was on the Crypto War Room. So if you saw me on the Crypto War Room, thank you. I appreciate you for tuning in. But we had Credible Crypto was not there, however, but he does have 346,000 followers on his social media platform X, and he believes that Bitcoin will ignite a strong move to the upside if it manages to reclaim a key level. The real FOMO panic and disbelief start once we break back above 29 to 30,000. If you think this pump was strong, wait till the region is reclaimed for Bitcoin. His outlook comes as Bitcoin jumped after news broke that the digital asset manager Grayscale won its lawsuit against the US SEC. Now, that should have been a bullish indicator, and I do believe that it was a bullish indicator. But I will point out, for those of you curious, because the market, after it had that high, started to dip and started to wane down, and this is the consolidation phase before that next leg up. That next leg up looks like it's coming. This was a parabolic move, and now here we are sitting in the range where we're supposed to be. By the way, if you are making plays, if this is what you're doing, you are in that position right now where this is that bottom that I keep telling you guys about. This is where you enter your trade in this new paradigm right now, and there should be a move up to the point of control, which is in that 27,006 area. Set yourself a take profit. Make yourself look. It could break down. There's always a risk. I am setting myself every time I see something come to this value area low or that value area high. That's when I'm making the play. And you are sitting right now at a spot where Bitcoin has made that move. So the likelihood is that it should play out to the upside. Now, remember that you're wanting to use lower leverage because you don't want to get liquidated as it comes back down into the lower parts of this value area low. Also, don't forget that you can take multiple shorts and you can trade at MEXC, Fairdesk, or Gate.io, which are sponsors, and there is a link down below. And for your privacy and security, I still need 3 signups for NordVPN. So if you can take a moment of your time, to help me out and enjoy the privacy and security that only NordVPN can give you. That would certainly help me out tremendously. They do give me goals every month, and when I meet those goals, they do pat me on the back and say, "Good game, bro." So yeah, this might be a good opportunity for you to make a play if you haven't already. Make sure to KYC properly with MEXC, Gate.io, or Fairdesk. But we are into that value area, so we're with the value area low, and it looks like maybe a pump up here. Now, of course, if that happens and you get lucky and you get in here at this value area low and it just takes off, guys, you make out and you look like a genius, right? But when you're coming off of these lows, and you never know when that breakout's going to happen, by the way. So, but we do know that this tends to move to the upside from here. So I would expect to see some kind of move coming pretty soon. We're already starting to see the market turn green again after a little bit of sell-off in the overnight. And you might ask yourself, with such good news, why was there a sell-off in the overnight? And the answer is very, very simple. For a long time, and I know people don't like hearing this, by the way, because we say, yeah, America, baby. But, here's what's happening. For a long time right now, the U.S. market has been a taker in the market and not a maker in the market. And now they are not taking. U.S. became a maker last night and yesterday, and took us through this big move, this big upside move based on that news that we got. And then the rest of the market said, you know what? It's our turn to actually book a profit, bring that price down into that range, and then let's go, baby, from there. So that's what I think is going on right now. And then today, as the markets start to open again, we should see some kind of positive news. Now, we do have later on tomorrow, we're going to have, hit the wrong button. We do have personal spending month over month. And then on Friday, we're going to have the unemployment rate, non-farm payrolls, and manufacturing. So we do have news coming out, and we are heading into September. The FOMC is going to meet again in September, but we're going to get the CPI before we have that move. So we should see a little something happening to the positive, I would think, coming pretty soon. So expect that this is not the end. This is the sort of level of FOMO that you've been looking for a long time with Bitcoin. Now, the other thing that we should say is there's been a lot of wins. There's been XRP. There's now Grayscale. There's a lot of wins, and they're not sustained. If you go back and look at the pump that happened with XRP, it was not sustained. So I think you should at least acknowledge that they did not sustain that move. So this could be another breakdown. I'm not saying that we're going to have a run, by the way, and I am not bullish on September to begin with because it's notoriously been a bad month. And if you're ever wondering what the data says about Bitcoin returns, you can always come to CoinGlass, and CoinGlass will show you this is September, and it is astronomical how bad September has been for crypto for a long time. If you just look at those numbers, it's incredible. It's almost like there's some specific reason. Here's the thing, though. October, you've had huge runs in October and huge runs November, except recently. Now, in December, you used to have some good runs, but this has become the take profit area where people are cashing out. And of course, the urgency of the come up of crypto, we've already passed that. So October looks to be a good recovery month, but it looks like we could have a bad September, or at least maybe a muted September. We had a negative August, so maybe we'll see something like this to this, or something like this to this. It's possible. But September, notoriously a bad month. So we'll see how this news breaks out. Thousands of Bitcoin acquired by insiders just before the epic Grayscale versus SEC ruling. Now, how did they know? What is it about this that's got them knowing information before we know information and making it so easy for them to figure out what's going on in these broader markets and give them the opportunity to make this play? The timing could not have been more precise, as individuals behind wallets containing between 10 and 10,000 Bitcoin amassed a staggering 388 million, equivalent to 14,596 Bitcoin on the day leading up to the announcement. As a result, this accumulation craze was rewarded handsomely with Bitcoin price experiencing a 6% surge, reaching a 2-week pinnacle of 28,142. So the question is, how did they know and why did they know? As reported by You Today, Grayscale emerged victorious in a courtroom battle against the SEC regarding the listing of Bitcoin futures products. The court's decision underscored the regulator's failure to provide a sufficient rationale for approving the futures products while rejecting the spot Bitcoin ETF offering. So just saying, apparently, the SEC just saying, well, just cuz is not a reason. And Gary Gensler is probably going to have to come out and he's going to have to say, look, guys, I used to work for banks and I'm a cook for the banks and I do whatever the banks say. And I do that because I'm in the Democratic Party and they're the biggest funder right now of the Democratic Party. They're the ones that give me the best donations. They're the ones that give me the biggest donations. And I am subject to whatever they want. And they don't not want Bitcoin, guys. They don't not want Bitcoin. What they want is they want for me to slow everything down until they're ready for mass adoption. I have to stop you guys. I have to keep you guys from doing it because you need a Bank of America centralized exchange. You need a JP Morgan centralized exchange. You don't need any of that Coinbase and Binance crap. You need my guys in charge of your money because that's the way God made it. Or something like that. Sometimes I get on a rant and I don't know what I'm saying. And, I'm back now. So, but that appears to me to be the way that this thing is playing out right now. Gary Gensler is caught off guard with this, and they will be appealing, I am sure, because the constant embarrassment that has been and is at this point, Gary Gensler will not be able to tolerate the embarrassment that he's become, and he will strike back. He will fight back. And he did, by the way, by suing an NFT company yesterday. I think it was called Image Theory, something like that. And they, by the way, there was some argument yesterday on the Crypto War Room if you watched us and if you listened to us, but man, oh man, oh man, that crypto, that they did, they did exactly what the SEC is alleging. This is not the best look for crypto. And it's now being reported, by the way, that a lot of NFT companies are secretly and quietly scrubbing their discords and making sure that they are clean and not saying that there is an expectation of profit if you buy their NFTs, which has been, one of the biggest problems is the expectation of profit, which is making it a security. So there is that out there. So quick strike move from Gary Gensler to try to reclaim a little of that dignity back. But look, is there any dignity really left with Goldman Gary? I don't think so. Anyway, moving on. The DOJ has asked the courts to reject Bankman-Fried's planned defense, labeling it irrelevant. In a Tuesday legal filing, the DOJ said Bankman-Fried's defense, which argues that the disgraced crypto boss acted on the advice of previous counsel in regards to his alleged actions at FTX and Alameda Research, is irrelevant and confusing. His response is literally, guys, this one guy who's an attorney told me that I should be stealing money from you guys and taking everything and using it for myself. And if an attorney says it, then it's real, right? That's his argument. Prosecutors made similar remarks during the use of the auto-deleting signal message by FTX staff and the drafting of loan agreements alleged to have misused customer funds. Responding to the filing, Bankman-Fried's attorney Mark Cohen insisted that they have already made sufficient disclosures regarding the defense strategy. Cohen also raised concerns over his client's condition in jail, stating that they violated Bankman's constitutional rights. So you are not constitutionally obligated to veganism. You are not when you are in control, when you are in a prison with somebody else, you are subject to that freedom is stripped away. You literally don't have freedom. So if that becomes a thing, like people should be furious at that. People should be, unless it's religious purposes, establish your religion. Tell us what the religion is, because that is protected under the Constitution. So it's just a very weird thing here with the whole I only eat the grass and the plants. Like, I mean, throw him a bale of hay and say shut up, right? Anyway, moving on. Crypto bull run. Traders share their plans for the tornado to come. I don't really have much in this article. I just wanted to point out that here we are. There is a lot of FOMO or FOMO-like articles that are starting to pop up to show you guys what a crazy run we could be or should be on coming pretty soon. But now it's time for Shiba Inu news. Shiba Inu might surprise you thanks to this pattern. This pattern is, if you've been keeping tabs on SHIB, you might have noticed a curious pattern. As the latest data, SHIB is trading at 827, and over here you can see right here, like we're literally just ranging in this spot right now. I mean, we have not even barely broken down one time to the value area low. We're basically just ranging on this high and coming back down now. Just so you know, I took a short over here. The short came down to about 8,300, and I took profit on it because this was basically just a little scalp here that I was taking. Now I'm waiting for it to either come back up to the value area high or break down into the value area low, and then I'm going to go in on it. But right now, it's just for the last bunch of hours been ranging right in this kind of zone right here. That would usually indicate that there's a potential for a breakout. If it upsides over here or something like that, then maybe. Just maybe it'll be good opportunity. But I'm looking for an entry position right now to get myself back in. Also, for those of you that don't know, I got into Ben, and I got into a Ben move right here at this value area low, rode it all the way up to the point of control, took profits on the point of control, was hoping for it to come back down to take another long. This doesn't affect, by the way, my spot bag because that has nothing to do with it. I'm a long-term holder. But I was expecting it to come back down to this value area low at least one more time, and then maybe making a move to the upside, and it didn't come back down. So we're sitting on it right now. I don't have a long position or a short position on Ben, just waiting for that to kind of play out. But I do expect it to kind of get back into this range. By the way, I figured that we're probably going to hit this spot here pretty soon because that was an atypical sort of breakdown, and now we're getting the information that's resuming and restoring the confidence in Ben Armstrong and what's going on there, despite what the shit squad, shit networks, whatever, I call it what you will, before the hit networks did their thing. So we'll see how this plays out, but I do expect it to come back into the range, but I do want to see it come into that low before you enter into a position, because otherwise it's irresponsible and we don't want to do that. So at the latest data, SHIB is trading at 827, and this specific pattern of declining volume during a price drop has caught our attention. Now, as you can see from this breakdown right here, there is a decline in the volume that's happening after this big move to 1136. So now, in traditional finance markets, a decline in volume during a downtrend is often interpreted as a bearish indicator. However, the rules of the game are slightly different in the crypto space. A decrease in volume amid failing prices can actually be a bullish sign. It suggests that the selling pressure is waning, which could very well set the stage for a price reversal. So basically what they're telling you right now is, when you're looking at SHIB, is that these indicators, what I'm using right here, these are not take profit areas, by the way, but right here was a point of control. So the fact that there's a point of control right here does mean that there's probably going to be some selling at that point of control because that is a sell area. So when you move that over into this range right here, you can see, by the way, that you're looking at 83.75, like this little range right here. We've popped over it a few times, but generally we've been restricted by that last point of control. So with that being the case, and since we came back down here to the original point of control that we were in just a little while before that breakout, then we probably have to deal with that on the way up. Then we have to deal with a much bigger range, probably right around in here at 92. And the same thing, there is a big range right here at the 98 level. So there's some work to do to get over it, but you've got to shake out the people who are selling, that are selling at this old point of control. This is your short position, because what's happening is they're selling right here, taking the price back down. It's very simple, right? It's almost a mathematical thing. So hopefully the sell pressure stops, and then we get, and the other thing that I want to add is that we don't have a lot of burn happening right now on SHIB burn. So I can hit the refresh here and we can do this, but we've had a decline of 62%. We're down to 38 million burned in the last 24 hours. That is nonsense. That is a tiny fractional number. We don't have any kind of nothing over here. Like, we're not seeing anything on Hashbarium scan that's giving us cause to think that there is a massive amount of burn. Like, we're not seeing the burn being transferred on SHIB burn. Maybe, by the way, SHIB burn is not properly calibrated for all wallets or whatever the case is, but we're not seeing the burn. And look, you might be able to tell me, oh, bro, you can just go into Hashbarium scan.io and then you can click over here. And then after you click over here, you can go to Bone. And then after you go to Bone, you can start scrolling down in here and then you can find it all the way down in this level or something like that. Like that is possible. And that could be the way that you do it. But nobody wants to do that shit. What everybody wants to do is they want to go to ship burn and they want to know what the burn rate is. So because we're not seeing that, then you're not seeing a price and you're not seeing a volume increase and you're seeing people starting to tire out of waiting. Again, if we come down here into this value area low, this is a buy zone for Bone. So if you get a wick down into this area, go long on Bone up to the point of control at 134. But expect that unless we get some real information, that we're probably not going to run very hard. Like we really need to see some sort of people want to know what is going on in Hashbarium. However, I have to also point out while we're looking at SHIB that if you come back over here, yesterday we were talking about it being 118,000 wallets. It is now up to 336,000 wallets, 534,765 transactions, and 370,000 total blocks. There is a lot of activity going on right now on Hashbarium. So we're starting to see a lot happening here. Great thing. But again, we need to see how those burns are played out. And it looks like, if I read correctly, there was a lot of voluntary burn that was going to go on. So I think people are waiting. Like you can't burn until you accumulate 25 bone or something like that in the burn pool. So, but 25 bone is a tiny amount overall. So I'm going to be interested to see how it plays out. But guys, as a matter of fact, I will make it my point today to figure out why we're not getting the good update on that. So that being said, let's get over here to back over to liquidity on the 7-day. The liquidity is back here in these ranges over here. It's not moving forward. You can see a lot coming back in this range right here. Like I think that does mean that at some point we have to come back down for a retest. Again, I should point out here that we're not near 32,000, by the way. So when you look at this overall, we are way closer to 24 than we are to 32. And Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is attracted to liquidity, and the liquidity is still in this 24,000 range. So I don't think we're out of the woods yet. It is entirely possible that we see a flash crash. Now, it could also mean, by the way, that we don't get a crash at all and that we just start taking off. Again, we're at the value area low right now. And as you can see, it did end up taking off. So we're now over 420. We went up to 456 just a minute ago on the way back up here to the point of control. So if you got in on this and went long, then good for you. It looks like you're probably going to get paid out and played out. So that's where that is. Now over here, we got to talk about WagMe. WagMe is just going ham right now. 1947 is where it's trading. The all-time high, 2980 up here. It is on a big trend reversal right now, having just a blow up in price action. We are getting closer and closer and closer to the launch of WagMe games to the iOS and Android marketplaces. You saw some big buys coming in right back here, but you were also seeing a lot of activity going back just a little bit. So continuing to see a nice blow up in the price action. Would like to see a new all-time high. Like I told you guys, I'm not in this too deep. Like I think my bag is maybe $9,000. I want to say, like it's not a giant amount. So we're in about $9,000. If it comes up to the all-time high, I think it's like 14 or something like that. But I mean, like I would at least need to see it double or triple in price before I even took a few bucks out to go have dinner. You know what I mean? So just kind of sitting here waiting to see what happens on that. But a big move by WagMe Games as we get closer and closer and closer to the launch. Also, Grumpy Cat 7834. That's coming back down from a large wick that it had just in the last. I want to go to the hourly chart for you right here. You can see that it did wick up here just a little while ago to about 82.53. Had a nice little run up there. Ben 1903, still down in this range. We're looking for a reversal. Obviously, we had this breakdown But it seems like we're building ourselves back up. Now, I do want to caution that this is a little misleading. So it looks like we're forming, and this is early, by the way. We need at least one more test, but it does look like we're forming a breakout sort of wedge if you grant that this right here is an outlier in it. Or we can move that down if it makes you more comfortable, because it does still line up pretty well. But it really looks like we're having this ascending wedge sort of pattern, and that would tend to break to the upside because we're holding resistance and we're minting lower highs, and the push is getting stronger. So that would indicate a breakout. Again, going over to this side over here and looking at it from the spot standpoint, I think there's only a limited amount of upside getting us back into that descending channel sort of range here. So when I say this, I'm not saying that we're going to have a big breakout on Ben until we get into September, right? The only possibility would be in September for that. So I think we continue to move into this range. And if we do that, it might even look something like this, where we're seeing it starting to get into this range right before the launch. So it might be a long-term sort of thing, unless there's some kind of dramatic thing. For example, if I can't talk about it, but look, I think Ben's going to get his company back. That's all I'll say. So I do think that BitBoy crypto is about to be BitBoy crypto again, and we're going to find out pretty soon about that. And I think this is going to move very quick. Like, this is going to be this was a slow moving coup that's going to turn into a fast moving response here. So I get the general sense that something incredible might just be happening very, very soon. So just bear that in mind. Pepe, also 88.46. That, basically the 88 area is like a new paradigm right now. I was bullish that it would break to the upside up here, but let's go over to Pepe down here, and we can look at our positions right here, and like I don't see we're just stuck in the range, even with the breakout of the broader market. The broader market is not reacting to Pepe right now. The steam from Pepe was lost the moment those developers abandoned the project, and this is not the trade range. Now, let me remove this, because this is what I told you was going to be like a resistance spot at 8,300, and you can see right here that it's barely wicking to that value area low. Like, it's, the way that it's trading is a little off, so something's going to happen. If it comes back up here, I would play it back down. But again, it's subject to a breakout at any point, because it is, I think, a top 87 crypto still at this point. So, still a significant amount of trading volume, still a significant market cap. So I would figure it's going to break out at some point. Lillian got listed for futures trading and I think perpetuals on MEXC, and dumped right after that. I was told, and I don't have any reason to doubt it, but I also don't know for sure, but I was told that these pumps right here were the team selling OTC in order to fund what it is that they need to do in order to launch this blockchain and get it going. So that's what I was told the spikes were. So I don't know that to be the case or not to be the case. That was some speculation from somebody on X that told me that they were selling OTC. And then that person was dumping on the chart, and then people were buying back, and then they were selling OTC, dumping on the chart. But again, that to me sounds like a wild allegation. I don't know that to be true. I just know that that's what people told me, or a person told me. And by the way, it wasn't Barney. So Volt 2480 had a nice little breakout with the broader market. The good thing is Volt is trading with the broader market. So it had its breakout at the same time the rest of the market did, which is a good sign if the market breaks to the upside. So if it does that, then we could see some relief on the price action of Volt. Otherwise, the people that are still there are going to be fine, but somebody's going to get tired at some point very soon. Advantis will be on Monday for an AMA, starting to move to the upside, 1425. Slow moving, by the way, but it is moving. 100x gems, 2669. I got to break this down to the daily chart so you guys can see 100x gems. Look, there's a use case for 100x gems that's coming very, very soon. And look, I was completely right that we were going to bounce, right? We bounced right here, and then we came back up. We're going to test this area. I didn't think it was going to be as quickly as it did, but it came up there and it tested that area. Then it came back down, and now it's doing exactly what we're saying right here, because what we said it was going to do is go up and back down and then take off, right? So it went up, back down, and it's ready to take off. So the reason it's ready to take off, for those of you that don't know, is 100x Gems is launching its own smart contract builder. So if you want to build a cryptocurrency, and you want to build a solid cryptocurrency, by the way, if you're trying to scam people, you got to continue to buy them from Fiverr if you're a scammer. But the smart contract builder right here is about to be launched, or in final stages of testing. It should be released imminently. Like, they basically said that they were going to do it like it should be out, right? So we're going to see something crazy imminent, and I do think it's either today or tomorrow that there'll be an announcement, because they're super excited. It seems to be working. Final phases are done, and then they're going to launch, and I'm going to launch a token on that chain. It will not be named Bleeves, by the way, but you know, we'll figure out a name for it. I did have an idea. We're going to do something funny with it. It's just going to be a meme. It's just going to be a meme. So we'll see what it is. It's not going to be Guts. Fuck that cat. It's not going to be Guts. Although I am healed now from that asshole. But anyway, smart contract builder. We're going to make a smart contract, and we're going to just see where it goes. If it does something, cool. If it doesn't do something, that's also cool. But also, ew, you guys are gross because you didn't buy something just because I made it. You know what I mean? But again, there's no expectation of profit on it. Like, we're not, I'm just doing it to launch, to prove that the smart contract works. We're not doing this for profit or anything like that. So it's going to be like fully renounced. You know, we'll do our thing and see what happens. Next, Bone, basically trading dead even. I just want to tell you guys, between SHIB and Bone, it will not break out until we get some clarity on the burns. People want to see what the burns are doing. And then finally, let's move back over, because we do have content coming out, but it is on, and it will be on Luna Classic today. We will be talking about Luna Classic and the market. Ooh, the market is dumping again. There we go. All right, so Luna Classic moved with the broader market yesterday, and it did pump, right? Well, here we are. We're in the value area high, which means that it's probably coming down to the 62 level again. And real easy to trade, by the way. Go to MEXC. Guys, sign up in the link down below. If you want to trade LUNC futures, like, Jesus Christ, it's just that easy, right? It comes up to this area. It's coming back down to this area, right? Most probably. So set yourself a short in this position, and then wait for it to come down here. Take your profit down here. It'll probably come back down here like it did right here. It'll come down into this area and then long it all the way up here. If it continues to break to the upside, hold on to it like this. Otherwise, take your profits as you do it, and then just continue to trade the ranges on it as you continue to hold your bag otherwise. And to be fair, like, guys, if you're looking for futures trading, all you have to do is like fund your account with $100 or $200 or $500. If you're more risk tolerant, then by all means, throw a couple $1,000s in and do whatever it is that you do. But I mean, use ranges. Don't just enter and exit positions willy-nilly and crazy, right? Find a bottom, get to the bottom, and then go long, and then let that thing ride and let it build up a little bit of currency for you, and never go all in on anything. Never go all in on anything. Follow the signals of the market. Follow the trends of the market. The easiest thing for you to use is the Lux Algo predictive ranges. It's not perfect because there's no such thing as anything perfect. These AI moving averages that I turned off, look, we got a bullish indicator out of Lux, a bullish indicator out of the AI moving average. Again, these are exponential averages, so it is possible that LUNC breaks to the upside because the indicators would indicate so, but the indicators are doing that because of this pump right here, not because of anything that's going on with Luna Classic. So I expect this to break back down bearish and come back here for a retest. Maybe it'll move back up from there, but it also could go down. So, and I know I just told you it could go up, could go down, but you know what? Go with me here. So let's get out of this stuff. And what do you want to talk about? And we're gonna get to the end here. How do you feel about the use case for WorldCoin? The whole scanning your eyes into a database of authenticating instead of using traditional passwords. Do you see mass adoption? I see a lot of people nervous about that, and they're nervous about that because they hear stuff from what is it called? China, because China says they're doing all kinds of different facial recognition and scans and stuff like that. So I think people are generally nervous about that. And if we get into a retinal scan situation, then a lot of retinal scan, if it becomes the norm, then a lot more people are going to have access to your data. And also, I can tell you that it is tough right now because I'm in Chicago and there's no Optiscan in Chicago. You actually have to go to New York City. So it's nonsense right now at this point. It's crazy that people do that because it's mass adoption and it's something that's early and you're getting in early. But everybody got wrecked on WorldCoin so far. And look, it might be the next big thing, but it's very difficult, by the way. The only people left, by the way, in crypto are negative Nancy, like the people who are just like, ugh, because we've been through this bear market and this bear market has continued. And look, Bitcoin might be in a bull market. From the beginning of this year at 16,000, we're now at close to 30,000, but we've ranged for a long period of time. So people are not experiencing the highs of that bull market. So the people that are sitting here are basically wrecked and they're way down because they've been in it for a while, invested in these meme coins or invested in these altcoins that are significantly down. Let's not forget, crypto.com was trading at 98 cents at the height of the bull market. It's trading at 5 cents today. Phantom, the Phantom project was trading at $3 and something, and now it's down to 10 or 20 cents. Like there's just crazy amounts of value that disappeared in the market, and it looks like I'm frozen again. I really don't like, really over this entire goddamn thing here. Let's try this asynchronous. Doing a quick change on the camera here. There we go. Might be a little wonky at first as it loads in, but pain in the ass. But anyway, a lot of people are way down and they're bearish about everything until there's a bull sign. There's no real bull sign. So, we'll keep in mind that that's what people are. And that's why people are so mad about everything. But anyway, just remember, if you haven't already, consider unsubscribing from BitBoy Crypto until Ben gets his company back and Ben gets his channel back. Remember also that if you're a bunch of low rent dirtbags, the most likely scenario here is that they're going to destroy everything on their way. And by the way, that studio is lost. I don't think that Ben is going to be working out of that studio going forward. I think that he's going to have a new studio because, and by the way, they did steal money from him. So if you consider that he's the majority stakeholder and he's the majority owner of the company, unless TJ Shed, or as we call him, transphobe DJ Heather Swanson, whatever you call him, unless he tried to steal the company by changing and altering records, unless that happened, then it's Ben's company and he will get it back. But in the meantime, the building was owned by whatever it is that DJ had. So there are some concerns, and there will have to be a new studio, I would think. Now, again, I don't have any verification of that. That's wild and rampant speculation. However, I can tell you guys this, that everything that I've said so far has actually been true in speculating about what's happening here. So if he gets it back and he gets everything back, then expect that he will probably have to have a new studio and new location, and TJ will sell off. Look, TJ, he's the type of dude with that skinny frame, that skinny lady frame. He's the kind of guy that'll sell it all on like Facebook Marketplace. You know what I mean? He's like, I've got some cameras used for BitBoy Crypto, and they're available now if you buy on Facebook Marketplace. Or however he fans himself off. I'm not sure exactly how he does it, but I just assume it's warm in Georgia, so I just assume he fans himself like this. You know what I mean? So anyway, this is not financial advice. My name's Bleeves. I am always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, if you haven't already, I need 3 more steps for NordVPN. Everybody, you should be doing futures trading. I'm telling you right now, I know some of you are a little nervous about it because you do spot trading and you just want everything to go up, and that's fair, right? But if you have value ranges and you have areas where you know that you have some opportunity and you download the relative ranges and you do this with Lux Algo, then you do have some opportunity, some chance to make money in a bear market. And you can't do that unless you're doing derivatives and futures trading. So I would recommend that you sign up MEXC, Gate.io, Fairdesk, and start doing it now. And if you want me to do the trading for you, then it's going to be on Fairdesk because that's where I do copy trading. So this is going to be over. I'm going to send you to the outro in just a second, where you're going to hear Chevy Chase say, "Whoa, another shot of the bullet." And we're going to get that song going, and then it's going to be stuck in your head all day long. But please, if you will, it's 24 seconds long. Stay and leave a comment on the video as you exit. That certainly helps me out because it keeps the video trending. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out as well. And we will talk to you for bedtime tonight, where I'm going to tuck you in with all that sweet, sweet knowledge that you've been craving.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, and the proof's in the pudding. So, can we forget about the things I said when I was strong? I ain't mean to call you that. I'm ice cold like